let's just sit down here, think about this, and have a talk about this. In this life that we all have, right? We only get one. There's no redos. You can't erase. You can't go back in time. You can't erase certain things that you do. You can't do any of that. You can only improve things. You can only make things better by doing the right thing right now. And for the rest of your life. You can't go back. There's always hundreds of things that we all wish we could go back and do a little bit different. But you can't. So that's why we got to make sure the next chapters that we write are going to be much better. Because life is in chapters. And sometimes we got to go through a lot of suffering in certain chapters. I felt I went through a lot of that from the last years. I felt my biggest suffering years was probably in between 21 and 24, I would say. For sure. No doubt in my mind. At all. So those 3 or 4 years, let's say, was the worst of my life, by far. The most confusion, the most uncertainty, the most lost I've ever felt. The most screwed up shit happened. And you can't take any of that back because you need the bad chapters too. And like I said, the only thing we can do is keep moving forward and keep doing the right things. And do what we're supposed to do. And you only get one life. There is no redos. There is no none of that. You should never settle with yourself and throw all your chips in. Just, breaking point, basically, is what I'm saying. You can't just... There's always going to be something else. There's always something you can do to improve your life, to improve your situation, to improve the level of happiness that you were at. There's always something more you can do, and you should do it. Whether you have to go through harder times in this very moment to get to the better times you know you're going to get to, it's almost like you're planting these seeds today, right now. So later on, you have happier times. I went through a lot of that suffering, and don't get me wrong, I didn't have to go through all the suffering of those years that I just talked to you guys about. I didn't have to do that. I chose to do that because it was the right thing to do. And I feel a lot of people, I feel like if you avoid that suffering, and let's say you just want to distract yourself, you want to go out with friends, you want to party, you want to forget about life, you want to forget about all that bullshit, you have to wake up the next day and you have to keep living your life after the party is over and face yourself. And if you never do, you get lost. If you never do that, you never find out who you truly are or what you truly want or where you truly should be. And even if you made a lot of mistakes in the past, it's never too late to make the right decisions today to line up to line yourself up to be that better person, to get more happiness, because there is so much short-lived happiness at the parties, right? Parties are fun, but you can't expect to do all that bullshit and have a happy life for the rest of your life, because that's just not what life is. Life is not a fucking party. It's short-lived. Even, and I haven't been partying none lately at all. At all. And even if I do it wisely. I already know how much I'm going to drink, which is not a lot. I drink like 2 to 4 times a year max. It's usually about twice. 2 or 3 times probably. 4 would be a lot. And I drink red wines and stuff like that, something that's not going to affect me too much the next days. I don't drink hard liquor. I don't drink any of that bullshit. If I do, honestly, I might take 1 shot, and that's it. I don't overdo it. This is because I can wake up the next day and function. This is because I can wake up the next day and be productive. I know how short-lived parties are, and you know how depressing it is to live your life based on the party lifestyle. Like, there's some people that are all for the parties, and they're the most messed up at everybody. And I say this because I know this to be true, because I felt glimpses of this in high school. When you're getting lost in the party, when you're getting lost in doing these things too much, too long. You're partying for too many hours. It ruins your next days, it ruins your next week. You get completely off track with life. You get completely off track with who you are. You lose purpose, you lose your identity, you lose these things. Because you're not who you should be. Because you're basing your life off the party lifestyle. It slows you down. It hinders your progress and your success and everything else, and it takes away your happiness. You have that short-lived happiness and it's all gone just like that. And that's what I'm trying to explain. There's no happiness in that. There's more happiness in getting in and getting out fast. I can still party to this day. It's just very hard to do it right now because of COVID and stuff like that. But I don't go balls to the walls. Like I said, I'm strict when it comes to this stuff. I get in and I get out. I know it's going to be a fun 2, 3, 4 hours, 5 tops. Let's say things go on a little bit longer. You might go with somebody or something like this, you know. And as soon as I'm done, I'm done. I get the party off my mind, and it's recovery mode. This is living life with structure. I'm focused on recovering as soon as I'm done with the party. I'm trying to get my energy back. I'm not thinking about, oh, I need to do this and I need to do that tonight, like with a whole bunch of other people to keep the party alive. No. Get in, party. If it's not the best thing, because sometimes, you know what, you might go out and it's a shitty time. Let it go. Get back on track. Keep focused. You can always do it next weekend. And it's the exact same thing. It might not be the best time. Get back on ball. Stay forward. Too many people get lost in wanting an escape from life way too much, because a party is an escape. Things like that is an escape, and it's not a very healthy escape, is it? And I don't see the harm in it. Being smart about it. The fact of the matter is, people are not smart about it. And where is all this coming from, you might say, watching this video right now? This comes to the point where I'm trying to get to, that you only have one life. You have to be wise. Like I said, my awareness and my IQ is on point. When it comes to things like this, I'm very aware. I feel this is emotional intelligence on my side. I really feel that's what it is. And it's awareness of what is good and what is bad. I'm not stupid. I know what I'm doing. People don't even want to think about what they're doing to themselves. And I'm very aware of this. I do the right things. And you only have one life. Are you just gonna give it up so easy? Just do nothing? Not only do nothing, but just do dumb ass shit that you're gonna regret. I try to be like I've the amount of regrets majority of people in this world have compared to mine is an overwhelmingly amount on them and not on me, if that makes sense. I still have them, and I try to almost live by perfection. Not literally, but you know what I mean. You're gonna make mistakes, but try to make not huge ones that's gonna really dent your life. I didn't do that. I made mistakes, but not massive ones to the point where it's gonna ruin my life. And I feel people are they lack understanding, they lack awareness, they lack IQ, they lack a lot of shit. And that's just from making dumb decisions. They want to have so much fun today. They have no mindset to when it comes to the future. And I think about the future, not too much. I was just about to say I think about the future a lot, which I do and I don't, because I don't dwell on my future. I'm not just thinking, oh, about my future 24/7. It's not like that at all, actually. But a lot of the things that I do is for my future. It goes to the point where you have to do the right things today so you can make your life better in the end, if that makes sense. A lot of people want to have the most fun possible every single day and live life like that, when really I don't see that being the right way of life, because there's so many things they are not doing. There's so many things that these people will never have, because you have to have discipline today for a brighter day tomorrow. You only have one life. You have to live it wisely. You must tell yourself, I'm gonna suffer. These are things I tell myself. Every single day, guys, I suffer at least a little bit. At least a little bit. Some days more than others. But I wake up every single day and knowing I'm gonna suffer today a little bit. And that's perfectly fine. Because that's what you have to do. I do something that is challenging every single day. I do something that is hard on me every single day. And it takes a toll on me every single day. Every day, even on Sundays. I can't just take a full day off of every single thing and just do nothing. I can't do that. I would have to have surgery or something like this for that to happen, because in that case, yeah, I probably could do it, because you have to rest. But if I'm alive and well and healthy, you'll not catch me taking a full day off of doing nothing. Something productive is being done, something challenging is being done. It's just in me to do it. And it's all about discipline at the end of the day. It's all about doing your best every single day. And if you live that type of life, if you live that type of lifestyle, you will thank yourself later on. if you don't do that and you live for all the fun today, to where, you know what, you want to go and you want to go smoke cigarettes, you want to go and smoke weed with your pals, you want to go drink with your friends and forget about life completely and just be completely shit-faced wasted, screaming at your car windows, listening to music, just being stupid, doing dumb shit, getting into drugs, doing this, doing that. There's consequences to all of that. There's consequences. The more you do that, the more you suffer. And either way, something else that I learned is you are going to suffer regardless in life, whether you like it or not. You get to choose your suffering. That's the thing. You get to choose your suffering. You might as well suffer for the good. You might as well do uncomfortable things every single day. Because if you don't, inevitably, you're going to be experiencing a lot of discomfort and a lot of suffering in other ways when it comes to mental health. When it comes to things like this, because you're not right and your mind's not right. And a lot of things are off. I'm very aware of these things. My anxiety used to be through the roof coming on to the end of high school. I was smoking a little too much weed because I hated school. Meeting the friends and stuff like this, we'd start smoking weed. We were all playing sports and stuff like this still, but like it started to get bad coming on to the end of school because we all hated it so much. We hated being there. School sucked. For a lot of people, school sucked, to be honest. And we just started smoking a lot of weed, and because we wanted that escape from school. We just wanted to get the hell out of there. And I got to the point where my anxiety started to get so bad from the weed that I was smoking and going to school that I could barely go in to like a convenience store to pay for my own gas or to get something like this, you know what I mean? Like, it's not that I couldn't, I still did it, but it was fucking bad. Because I always thought about what people were thinking about me, because where I come from, people talk, and it's a small island. Everybody knows everybody type thing, and it's like, I didn't want people to know I was smoking weed because it was a bigger deal when I was in high school than it is right now. Right now, it'd be nothing. But for people to know you're smoking weed and doing the things you're doing, like 7, 8, 9 years ago, it was quite a bit more of a big deal. Like right now, weed is legalized where I come from, so it's really not a big deal at all. But you guys get what I'm saying here. And I'm glad I got out of school, started doing the right things, started doing things that I liked to do. And a lot of it was good. And I found I experienced a lot more difficulties when it came to other things, not so much of the things that I set out to do, but like other issues when it came to family, friends, relationships, things like this. It was absolute hell. It was a living nightmare when it came to a lot of situations like this in the past. And I solved that puzzle as well. Why the fuck am I even putting up with anything? Why do I even care about these people? All these things are happening to me. I'm just going to let go of all this bullshit. And I'm going to go out on my own and set my own path and do my own thing and lead by example. Forget about all this bullshit. All these people are screwed up. There's something not right with these individuals. I can't do this. I gotta go. I gotta go over here. I gotta go. I gotta go. You know, that's just how I felt. And if people are not helping you in a positive way, they are hurting you in a negative way. You can't hold on. It's easier to just let go. What happens when you tie a rope around your hand and someone gets the other end, they tie the rope around their hand, you're attached, right? What happens if you guys stay attached and both of you guys are pulling in opposite directions? The rope is gonna like hurt your hand. It might eventually cut it. It's gonna squeeze your hand, it's gonna like crunch your hand together, and it could possibly rip your skin if you keep dragging. That's why it's easier to let that bitch go. That person falls, you get away. Now that rope's not tied to your hand, it's free, it's stress free. It's the exact same thing. And this goes back to the title of this video. You only got one life. Don't put up with any bullshit you don't want to put up with. Stand your ground and do what you want to do. Do what you feel is right. Follow your intuition, because this is what I did. And my intuition, I'm not going to say it was ever wrong, but it's like I had feelings of certain things that I did and it didn't work out. But at the same time, there was a few bad feelings about it, but I still did it anyways. And I just feel I didn't always 100% listen to my intuition, but when I did 100% listen to my intuition, it was always right. So that's something else. Always listen to that. And I'm going to cut this video off here, guys. I'm going to get back with another video. I hope you guys enjoyed this talk. I'm going to be back.